Doesn't this look amazing? I'm gonna show you how to make this really easy pear custard pie. This recipe is so easy, you don't even need a mixing bowl. All you need is your blender and a pie pan, so let's get started. I'm first going to grease this pie plate, and I'm using a wrapper from a pound of butter. I just keep these in my freezer for when I need them to grease stuff, so I'm just gonna rub this little bit of butter all over my pie pan. This can go in the garbage now, and I'm gonna set this off to the side. And now I'm gonna take 3 pears. I'm going to peel them and quarter them, take the core out and slice them up into about 1/4 inch thick slices. It is easier to do this when your pears are like just barely ripe, a little more on the firm side. I usually end up making this recipe though when I have pears that are getting overripe and I don't really know what else to do with them. They sometimes get past the point where people want to eat them fresh, and so then I am always looking for ways to use pears up, and that's how I stumbled upon this recipe, and my family absolutely loves it. It's really easy to make, and so I just always try to keep this one in my back pocket when I don't know what to make for dessert. It's also pretty low in sugar, which is helpful for my husband because he can't eat a lot of sugar in his diet, and it's not really bready. It's really, the pears shine through. They are the star of this recipe. And I think you could substitute peaches for this, or plums or apricots. I think any of those would work really well. Something that's sort of a soft, fleshed fruit. I would imagine even berries could work if you wanted to substitute strawberries or blueberries. That would be actually really delicious. I should try that sometime. I'm full of good ideas, aren't I? These are not staying very firm in my hand, so it's not gonna look very pretty in the pan, but it'll taste good, and that's what matters. Try to clean up my workspace here as I go. Normally, if my pears would kind of hold together a little nicer, I would try to overlap them in the pan and make it look pretty, but I'm just gonna toss them in here because it really doesn't matter. By the time it's baked, you can't see how pretty or not pretty you've arranged your fruit in the pan. So I'm gonna move this out of the way, clean my hands up a little bit. So the next step is to put everything in the blender for your custard. So you're gonna do 1/4 cup of melted butter, and then 1/3 cup of sugar. Then I've got 1/3 cup of all-purpose flour, and I'm gonna crack 3 eggs into here. Rinse my hand with in. And then 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract and 3/4 cup of milk. That's it. Put the lid on, whiz it around until it's all smooth. Sorry for the noise. And I'm just gonna pour it over top of the pears, and it's ready to go. I've already preheated my oven to 350 degrees. So once I get this poured in here, I'm gonna carefully transfer it to the oven because you don't want this to spill, obviously. And it's gonna bake for 35 to 40 minutes. You can see it puffed up really beautifully. It's got nice and brown on top. So this is 35 minutes in my oven and it's definitely done. It was so easy, right? I will have the recipe for this in the description for you. Please make this and let me know if you substitute any of those other fruits that I mentioned earlier. I'd love to know how those turn out. I'm really tempted to try it with the blueberries now. If I do, I'll maybe leave a comment and let you know how it turned out. Thank you for joining me and I'll see you next time. Bye.